You're listening to Beauty Business Breakthroughs, a special mini-sode series designed for beauty pros ready to grow with intention. I'm Shara, your coach behind the mic and the founder of Scale to Six Figures Academy, where I help beauty entrepreneurs build real businesses with strategy, not hustle. This series is part of my mission to spotlight the real challenges beauty pros face and the mindset and systems that actually move them forward. These mini-sodes are pulled straight from live hot seat coaching sessions with my students. Continuing the conversation around building a sustainable, profitable beauty business, today's episode gives you a front row seat to real transformations. This is a behind-the-scenes look into the kind of impact-driven content we're building to educate, empower, and elevate beauty entrepreneurs. Let's get into it.
Like I was literally making $1,000 or more a day.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Taylor. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me and just let all of my listeners and followers know all about you.
Yeah, I thank you for picking me. I'm super excited to tell everyone my story and tell everyone how you helped me and how great your courses are. I love it.
And how long have you been in the beauty industry?
6 years.
6 years. That's a good amount of time. Tell me what life was like for you prior to Luxe. Like, where were you at in your business? What did that look like for you?
I didn't have a business before, so I need to be able to be doing something in life for me to feel purpose. And staying at home, I just couldn't. I literally could not. I was just getting more depressed. And so I was like, you know what? I was on Facebook and there was this eyelash class. And I was like, I'm going to go take this eyelash class. So I started doing eyelashes out of my house. And my ex-husband did not like that because I was doing something. He wanted a stay-at-home mom and a wife. And I wasn't like that. So then I saw a microblading class in town. I was like, I'm going to go do that. So then I started doing that and money so I could leave that situation. So I left, but I didn't have anywhere to go. So I don't have any family here. So I basically took my stuff that I could, took my baby, which she was like, I don't know, 9 months old. She was just a baby and she was a preemie too. So she was actually 7 months because she was so small. So I just took my baby and I left. We didn't really have anywhere to go. I just crashed at my best friend's house and I just started working out of her living room because I was like, I have to be able to provide for me and my baby. So I'm going to work out of her living room. And then your ads kept coming up. And I was like, if I want to make more money, I need to expand my knowledge. So then I took your hyaluron pin course because I was like, this actually looks really cool. So I started doing that. And that was like very new to Idaho. No one knew what that was. They're like, what is that? And I'm like, it's needleless filler. And they're like, what? Like their minds were blown. And the struggles I had with that is people didn't know what it was. So I had people either loving it and I had people hating it, like hating me for it. But I really didn't care like what they said or what they said about me. Cause I was like, I have to provide for my family and I'm going to keep going. If you give up, there's no way to get big. So that's how it all started. Basically, what drove me was I want to be independent. I want to show my daughter that she can do anything and she doesn't need to depend on anyone. You can do, if you need to get yourself in a bad situation, do it. Don't be scared. And that was the turning point for my life because if I was going to stay in that direction, I don't think I would have been happy at all for years. And now
Absolutely.
I'm so happy.
So you were doing, you said lashes, and I'm assuming you're talking about like lash extensions. So you were doing lash extensions. You took a microblading course as well. What year did you take the hyaluron pen course?
I believe that would have been 2022.
Okay. Yeah. And surprisingly enough, I became privy to the hyaluron pen service in 2019. And here it is, 2025, 6 years later. And I still get people calling me asking me about the course and saying, what is this? So I'm thinking to myself, like, where have you been? Like, are you in a rock? Because this has been around for a while. And especially if you're already in the beauty industry,
Yeah.
you would know, or at least be familiar with the terminology or the concept or the idea of the hyaluron pen. So you took it in
Yeah.
2020. At this point, you were living or staying at your best friend's house, providing services in her living room. You're a new single mother of a
Mhm.
7-month-old preemie. So you were on the struggle bus.
Yes, I
Okay. So tell me about the turning point for you then of obviously you started seeing our ads and whatnot. Like, what made you actually decide to take the course for the hyaluron pen, given the fact that you were already providing services like lash extensions and microblading? What made you decide to expand your services and your knowledge base?
eyelash extensions are very saturated here. You could get clients, but it was hard to get clients unless like your prices were a lot lower than everyone's. And
Mhm.
microblading was good. I just wasn't super confident in it. And I was like, the way to get more money is to provide a service that no one is doing here. And so I
Mhm.
was one of the first ones to do it in Idaho. And it took attraction so fast. And I was booked. Like, I mean, like, clients from 9 to 10 p.m. Like, I was like
Mhm.
completely booked after I took that class. And I was like, let's just take it because no one can compete with me with this.
Mhm.
And that turned my world upside down. Like, I was literally making 1,000 or more dollars a day. And being a single mom, that's way like super awesome because I was able to get a home for me and my daughter and buy her things and buy my brother and cousin things. Like, it was like ridiculous. I was like, oh, okay. And then once that happened, once I took the class, I was like, all right, let's take more classes because more knowledge is more money. And it just goes down a mountain like a snowball.
Absolutely. I love that. And you're absolutely right, because when I saw the opportunity to get into the beauty business, I was not in the beauty business at all. And so Hyaluron Pen was my very first service that I provided. It was also the very first course that I offered. And so I saw it as an opportunity because I was knowledgeable about the service 6 months before it came to the US. I was actually interested in getting the service done for myself because I'm like, oh my
Okay.
God, this is amazing. Like, I love this. And once I saw the opportunity from a business perspective, being able to be that first person in your city, in your state, you will actually, like you said, book out. My very first week of offering services to clients made 3 grand, which was huge. I'm like a completely new business. I've never offered services before. I'm offering them part time, and people will drive, and I'm sure you can relate to this. People will drive an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to come and get services done by you. Because, and I've even had people come and do that and say, hey, there's somebody in my town that does these services, but I want to come to you. I'll drive an hour to come to you. Or, oh, you're on maternity leave, or you're not taking clients right now. Okay, let me know when you are because I'm only coming to you. Right?
Yeah,
Is that what
no,
you
that is
experienced as well?
Yeah, that's exactly what I experienced. So I got really good at taking before and after pictures and I would
Mhm.
post those and that grew my social like my Instagram from like 1,000 followers to like when I ended, I had almost 30,000 followers and I had
Mhm.
people flying to me. I had people flying from like Florida and California and I had people like coming through, stopping. I saw your ad. I'm leaving tomorrow, but I need to get in today. It was like ridiculous. But I ran into another heartache because I built myself up so high that I was getting tons of attention. And we live in a small town. We live in a small town with a lot of other beauty people, and they did not like that. So I had all these followers, and then the beauty people turned. They tried to tear me down constantly. Like, they had Facebook groups just to tear me down. And they were
Mhm.
like, contact like I've had the police called on me multiple times. I've had the police in my office and like I knew that I wasn't doing anything wrong because I was sure to look at like my state laws and my state regulations and they didn't have
Mhm.
that service regulated. It was not regulated where I
Mhm.
was. I wasn't doing anything wrong, but they were mad because they didn't know how to do it and they couldn't offer the service. So I think I had over 200 women like reporting my Instagram and profile pictures like constantly. And then Facebook, after months of doing it, Facebook disabled my Instagram and my Facebook. So I lost almost 40,000 followers like that. And that was very hard to go through because it took me 5 years to build up to that. And they did it so hard that the state of Idaho actually regulated the service. But I took it as, you know what? They're not going to attack anyone if that person isn't on top.
Absolutely.
Whatever. And it forced me, I'm actually in two schools. I'm going to be an RN and I'm going to get my esthetician license. I'm almost done. I'm only 2 months away from doing that. So instead of looking at it in a bad situation that like I have to start from scratch, I'm building a stronger foundation to the point that you can do whatever, but you can't get me for anything at all. And I'm just going to restart it.
Absolutely. I absolutely dealt with the same thing. Very early on, I had my Instagram shut down. I had people basically similar concept, which was, who in the hell is this woman and where did she come from? Because she's taking the beauty industry by storm locally, right? I also remember to this day the exact scenario where I realized, oh my God, I think I made it because I had trolls. I had trolls, and I thought that trolls only happened to people who were famous. They were movie stars and songwriters and all of that kind of stuff. And so to now have a troll posting negativity on my page and on all of those things, I'm like, oh my God, I think I made it. Like, I think I'm actually big because they're trolling my page. So I always tell people, and it sounds like this is what you did, but you took that energy and you put it for something positive. And that's exactly what you have to do. Because every time I see somebody who trolls and posts negative things, I think to myself, like, wow, imagine how successful you would be if you took that same negative energy and put it towards something positive. Your business, your family, your education, your health, your career, whatever it is, put it towards something positive. Don't let that negativity impact you to where you now are not successful. So I love that you took that opportunity and said, oh, okay, I think I made it, because you're absolutely right. They're only going to attack somebody that they see as competition, somebody that they don't want to succeed. That's what we call haters.
Yes. And I just want to let everyone know also that, like, even I've had people hate me, but so you probably know how Facebook is weird about their wordage for sponsoring or like boosting posts. I would take a service and rename it. So in a way that Facebook would accept it, but it still is the same thing, but Facebook's not going to red flag it. And they would steal my names, hate me. And it's just, you don't hate my business. You hate me. You literally hate me as a person. You like what I'm doing, but you just hate me. And it's just, there's people out there that will just hate you, but still love your business and still try to tear your business down because they hate you and they want to take it for themselves. I just want people to know it's not the service that you're doing. It's because they can't do it themselves and they're not you. They just hate you for whatever reason.
It's so funny. My husband and I were literally just talking about this morning because he had come down before he went into the work. And I said, oh, I'm just sitting on the couch. I'm taking the screenshots of like my reviews and communication, and I'm putting my watermark over it. He's like, why do you do that? And I said, oh, remember back when I would post my screenshots of conversations that people would message me, like positivity or anything that they would send to me, and I would screenshot it. I would post it in my stories. And I remember the first time that somebody actually they screenshot my story. And then this was back when I monitored my followers and everything. I had an app that would tell me when somebody would unfollow me or block me. And so I remember this girl had blocked me, and I'm like thinking to myself, like, who is this girl? I don't even know who she is. Why would she block me? So I went to her page from my secret account, And I went on her stories and she had screenshot my reviews and posted them as her own. Like they were reviews that people had left for her. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So from then on, I even had people like stealing my income sheets and anything that I post that's like my own stuff. I do try to sometimes, obviously, I forget. So I'm sure people have screen recorded and all of that kind of stuff. But that is exactly what they will do. They don't like you, but they like what you're doing. So they're going to steal your content and make it their own.
It's crazy.
Absolutely. So once you made the decision to take the Hyaluron Pen course and you were inside, you were taking the course, you're educating yourself. Tell me about what started to shift for you in your mindset and your thought process.
What shifted is basically that like I really enjoyed doing it. And doing Luxe is probably one of my most favorite things to do. Like it's amazing. Like it just gives me the dopamine rush that like nothing ever gives me. And like I love doing it. One of my most favorite services to do. And I loved like even the client, like they would get like they would sit there and they're so scared. I'm like, don't be scared. It doesn't hurt. It's fine. And then like I would give them like their dream lips and they would be so ecstatic. So like just the happiness from them, the happiness from within, and then seeing my business grow because all I would do is just take the money that I made and just pour it right back into the business and just keep growing it and taking more classes. And then that's when I took the BB Glow class. That was a service that no one knew what was here. Like they knew what micro needling was, but they didn't know what a BB Glow was. And I actually wanted to get it done and I couldn't find anyone in Idaho and I couldn't find anyone in Utah, 2 states. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to do it myself. And then that took off. So I was like, oh my gosh, this must be the path that I'm supposed to go on because it was just taking off in each way. And I grew it out to 2 spas and then I got big enough to start my own dating app just from taking those classes.
Your beauty business was able to fund your development of the dating app.
Yes. Yes. So the dating app took about 8 months to basically to make. And it took about, I think, 500K to make, which that's all coming from my beauty business. That is floating it and also paying its bills. If you're on the app and you find someone and you match with them, you can talk with them for a week and then a little prompt box will pop up and say, would you like to meet this person? And if you click yes, it will pull up all of these verified safe restaurants in your location that you can meet at. And these restaurants have agreed to be on the app so they know that if 2 daters are coming in, they will keep an eye on you. There's icebreaker questions from Chloe that they can give in case like you guys don't know how to communicate with each other or you're too shy. And if the date goes well, this helps the restaurant also. So like we have level 1, 2, and 3 icebreaker questions. So if they go on a date and it goes well, at the bottom of the sheet, it will say, come back at this location for level 2. Like it's providing the restaurant
repeat business. Yeah. I'm over here like awestruck. Like that is something that is definitely unique opportunity. That's great. Yeah. That is so good. I love that for you. And I love the fact that you're, like you said, able to take the income and the money that you're making from your beauty business and invest it in something that not only a good feeling for you, but it's actually like a way of giving back to the community and relating to other women who are single and men, because safety is an issue. And all of the features that you talk about are just things that are not available out there. So I absolutely love that for you. So now that I know a little bit more about where you've come from, what you're doing, tell me what life and business look like for you now when in relation to the beauty business and providing services. I know you mentioned you have 2 locations.
Yes. So when I started, it was just me. So I've grown out to have employees now and people. So I basically, my life now is chill. It's pretty easy and I have freedom. And that's what's amazing because that's all I've ever wanted. I wanted to be home with my kids and not having to answer to anyone, but still making money while just being at home and having to travel. I've always wanted to travel. So Me and my husband, we travel a lot, and there's no way without taking the courses and believing in myself, there's no way that I would have got to this point. I plan on in the future just adding more spas, but my ultimate goal is to have spas in different states.
So you have two locations. How many suites in each location? How many employees in each location?
So, La Bella Bee Spa, we have 2 employees, and then we have 2 suites in here. And then I have Envy Suites, which is just suites, and there's
Mhm.
6 in there. And then we also have TM Beauty. So that is 6 also. And
Mhm.
we just basically shuffle around. So I put out 2 spas because we are in a small town. So, people like you, people don't. So if they don't like one, they come to the other one. If they don't like this one, they come to the other one. I got around that.
So you basically have a couple location rent out suites to other entrepreneurs or beauty service providers, but then you also have a location that has employees that provide services to your customers or clients.
Yes.
Okay. And so how much are you able to make then per location?
So we gross a month about 25 to 35 a month per suite. And
Mhm.
then NB suites, that's on the lower end just because I just started that. Like that was me being ADHD and like seeing a spot. And I'm like, I'm going to take that real quick and remodeling it. So that's only been running for a month. And we net about 2,000 on that one. But
Mhm.
with that business, it's a growing business. The more people you get in, on the lease terms, it just changes as they stay.
Absolutely.
But the one that makes the most money are the spas, which are like 25 to 35 a month.
And then are you providing services as well in addition to your employees?
Yes, I am, but it is hard right now just because of with school. So I really only work 1 hour a day, and that's
Mhm.
just with the ombre brows or the microblading and basically the
Mhm.
permanent makeup, which I make for an hour or two. It's $500 to $600 an hour. So it's great. It's not like killing me or
Back before you were had your suites and you're going to school and having multiple locations, when you were providing services, you had mentioned taking the Hyaluronic Pen course as well as the BB Glow. What kind of money were you making when you were offering services full time?
Oh, it was like we would be pulling in 10 grand a week. It
Mm.
was outrageous. Like, I don't know. Before I had this, I was like super scared to get a credit card. I was like, no, I can't get a credit card because I don't want to like owe money. And my husband was like, you need to get a credit card. And I'm like, okay. So I got a credit card and I would always pay it off. And then when we started making like 10 grand a month, like I could put like 10 grand or 12 grand on my credit card and I could pay it off in a week. And I was
Mhm.
like, this is literally crazy. Like when you
Mhm.
get to that point, it will blow
Mhm.
your mind because you're like, this is what I've dreamed for and it's actually coming true. And you're scared at first. You're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then you experience it and then you just start saving money. Money's just piling up in your bank and you can do whatever you want when you want. Like I was traveling like probably every 2 months, going wherever I wanted, buying things that I never thought I could buy and doing things and buying cars. And it was just out there. And I was like, hey, I need to slow down. I need to slow down. I'm enjoying life too much. But like, it's your reward from like literally working your butt off constantly. And then you finally get the reward. And you're like, all I want to do is be happy because I've worked so hard. If you put all your work into it, it will pay off. You never know it's going to pay off. But when it does pay off, because it's insane.
I spoke to somebody the other day. She said when she started making $1,000 a day, she was thinking to herself, like, she said she called her mom and she says, Mom, is this illegal? This feels like it's illegal. Is this, am I doing something wrong? Like it felt like she was doing something wrong. I love that for you. So, what would you tell somebody who's on the fence? They're thinking about taking a course, they're thinking about Luxe. What would you tell somebody that you wish somebody had told you before you joined?
Do it. Don't wait. Do not wait. I wish I would have done it sooner, honestly. But like when you're young, you don't really know what you want to do. But I wish, like with my kids, I'm making them take classes and I'm making them go to school because I'm like, you will regret it if you don't do this young. Like right out of high school, take all these courses, go to college. Honestly, may not want to be in the beauty industry, but you can make so much money so quick in the beauty industry. So I'm making them all go get their RN's license just so they have it as backup. So maybe if they don't want to do it, you have it as backup and you can make a quick $600 in 1 hour. That's going to provide you for you, any kids that you have, your husband, your life. You're never going to have to depend. And I have 2 girls. So I'm really big on not depending on anyone. Like, don't depend on anyone. Take care of yourself, take care of your kids. You will always have your own money. So just do it. Don't second guess yourself because we're all going to die. We're all going to die. We're all going to be here. Maybe turn on your ADH brain and just do it. Like you thought that thought, so do it. That's what you want to do. So just don't hesitate, do it.
I love it. That is too funny. You can never lose betting on yourself.
Yeah, no, you can never lose. And it's the biggest reward.
Yeah. Being able to have the financial freedom and the time to be able to spend with your family and whatnot, that is just irreplaceable. So when was the moment like you realized like you've taken the courses, you're offering the services, you're making good money? Was there a moment that just it clicked for you and you said, oh my gosh, like I'm really onto something big. I'm going to make it.
I think it was when I had people flying to me. That was outrageous because I was like, first of all, me personally, I probably wouldn't drive 2 hours to somewhere. When I had people,
I might drive 30 minutes for a service.
Yeah. So I was like, what? You're going to fly here? But I was like, oh my God, I must be doing something good. But yeah, I think that's when it like turned because I was like, wow. And my husband was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not serious. Like they are coming. They're going to be here. Then they would come and they're like, you do such amazing work. And I had just people commenting like left and right. And like, I got to the point where I wasn't a nurse or a registered nurse or anything. And I was fixing doctors' stuff. And I was training doctors and nurses when they held a higher license than me. And they were coming to me for training. And I was like, this is crazy. And they're like, we've never seen anything like this. You are amazing at this. And I'm like, I love it. And I think when you love something, you do amazing at it. And there's no way, like, you're going to mess up. You're going to have bumps. You're going to have to fight through battles. But if you just keep going, no one can stop you.
I love it. That's so awesome. Congratulations again, Taylor. I am so excited for you. I want you to please make sure to keep me posted and updated on your life and when you graduate and all of that good stuff. Again, thank you so much for sharing your story with everybody and inspiring them to be able to go out there and step out on faith and believe in themselves and do something that they love, knowing that the reward is greater than the sacrifice.
Yes. I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. That wraps up this mini-sode, but we're just getting started. In our next episode, we'll build on this conversation with more strategic insight, mindset shifts, and CEO level growth moves you can actually apply. If you're ready to go from listener to implementer, DM success to Luxe Beauty and Body Co. on Instagram. We'll send you the exact roadmap to join Scale to Six Figures Academy and start making this shift for real. These mini-sodes aren't just content. They're real strategies in motion, and every one is designed to move your business forward. Until then, stay consistent, stay focused, and keep making those beauty business breakthroughs.